guys know how this storyline goes. If you really want to get the things moving in life, just mention the Dallas Cowboys and things will begin to move very quickly. So Davante Adams, he is a wide receiver that's phenomenal. He know exactly who Mike McCarthy is, by the way, but he is requesting, or the team is looking to get something back in return from the Raiders, is they're looking for a second-round draft pick plus taking on the contract of Davante Adams for a trade. Now, granted, the Cowboys, we got a nice wide receiver by the name of CeeDee Lamb, and we got a logjam. Brandon Cooks, he operates best when he's inside the slot, right? So we got a logjam there because CeeDee Lamb is inside the slot as well as Brandon Cooks when he get the opportunity to shine. And I believe it bottlenecks right there. The Cowboys need ultimately a dominant X wide receiver in order to get things cooking and moving and going. So the option for grabbing another wide receiver would be either waiting for next year, right? Or in the draft, or waiting for free agency. And you know how that happens. Even with that, said with me, the Cowboys will go out and grab a James Washington. But we're not trying to do those type of things. No. What we're trying to do is elevate and grow this particular team to higher heights, right? So with that being said, the Cowboys need to do just this. Pick up the phone and call Davante Adams, right? And that will help out and alleviate some things. But the Cowboys, they live in this land of we like our guys. And they will say everything is fine. Everything is perfect. We don't need extra help. I'm telling y'all right now that the Cowboys will be very much so better with a Davante Adams. Average yards of separation for us is less than 2 yards, man, and that's league low. And I get it. I like Brandon Cooks as far as his storyline and what he was able to do, but Father Time is undefeated. But when you can look at things like what a Davante Adams brings to the table, would be phenomenal of having a guy that can be on the outside, still have CeeDee Lamb inside. And hell, you don't have to get rid of Jalen Tolbert. He can be your third option. You can still grow and develop him. And he can pick up the system and the tools that Davante Adams and CeeDee Lamb is bringing to the table. Or you can go with this mindset of keeping everything the same. Cowboy Nation, I get it. They don't like to spend a lot of money. They already talking about, hey, we don't have dollars. But here's how it goes. The Cowboys got $23 million available in cap space. The Jets only got 16. So we got more money than them. So we shouldn't be outbid with that situation. However, the Cowboys 9 times out of 10, we get outbid in those situations because they refuse to pull the trigger. Cowboys, you sitting on $23 million. You can finesse. You can always finagle the salary cap. Bring him in, and this would help alleviate a lot of things. And on top of that, with the familiarity of Mike McCarthy, Davante Adams should be a good fit. Now, here's the thing. The Jets, they got Aaron Rodgers, and we all know Devonte and Aaron Rodgers, they joined at the hip. It could be just that, right? He's going to sign with the Jets. But just to put this out there, if these things don't work, we got other options too. I'm just saying my first option is Devonte. But my guy G from Jersey, he said, Law, realistically speaking, paraphrasing, but what about Tyler Boyd? What about Gabe Davis? What about DeAndre Hopkins? And what about Deontay Johnson? All of those guys, they would be pretty good. I think Deontay Johnson probably had the better numbers out of all of those boys. Hey, this is DeAndre Hopkins. He got 10 receptions out of 14 targets, though. That's really high, and he only have 121 yards and 1 touchdown. That is what Jalen Tolbert is doing for us. But let's be real. DeAndre Hopkins on the outside, D-Hop, and then you still have CeeDee Lamb working the interior. That would help out this team tremendously. And let me see what he got. Passer rating when targeted, 81. He only had 1 drop, and he's averaging right at 12 yards per catch. That's not bad at all. Now, Gabe Davis, on the other hand, he is a guy, he can line up on the outside, but he don't have all of the route trees that you would like. He's more of your non-route, your deep post, and he's more of your deeper route guy. And he can take the top off the defense. That's Gabe Davis. And let me see what he got so far. He got out of 21 targets, 9 receptions. He got 121 yard receiving, though. And that's passer rating when targeted is 62. And, he's a deep threat guy, though. He's a guy that can take the top off the defense. And let me see how old he is, by the way. He is 6'3". He's 25, so he's a little bit younger than Diop and as well as Davante Adams because he's right at 32. Keep in mind, when T.O. got here, just putting this out there, when T.O. got here, he was 32 going on 33. When he came to the Cowboys, and he was still remarkable for what he was able to do for us in the short stay that T.O. was here. I'm going all the way back, y'all. And y'all know how that goes, right? The next person would be Diontae Johnson, man. Appreciate what he's able to do. He got 20 receptions so far for the season, 2 touchdowns, and 239 yards receiving. And he's been their guy for the Panthers there. Passer rating when targeted, though, 56.8. But I'm looking at the fact that you can bring him in. He's 5'10". He's not the biggest guy, but he would be a better version than what we've seen out of my guy, Brandon Cooks. The problem is that, primarily lining him up on the outside. When you really factor in a few things, I think that he would probably be one of the guys that you could really look at. Now, Tyler Boyd. I consider him more of a slot guy, and he operates from within, so it could be more the same with Tyler Boyd, and he's 29 years of age as well. Can he line up on the outside? Yes, he's a taller target than what we have out of Brandon Cooks. But I would literally stay with what I have out of Brandon Cooks. But I like Tyler Boyd and what he was able to do with Cincinnati. And now he's on the Titans, and they've been having quarterback issues. So you've seen the loss of production with him. And the last but not least, let's look at what we have here. Jalen Tolbert. Passer rating when target. I remember this one is 123. He had 17 targets, 13 receptions. That's not bad. 160 yards, 1 touchdown. One can argue that he's on his way. So what I can say is with all of this is, and I know the Joneses, they're going to look at it and say to themselves, we like our guys, right? Jalen Tolbert to them is their version of a Davante Adams or their version of the next top high-end wide receiver, and that's their baby. They don't like to say to any of themselves to say, hey, we're going to kick out the player that we have and bring in an outside player. And you got to understand, too, that anybody that Mike McCarthy bangs on the table for is going to be somebody that can only be here for a year, not 3 to 4 years, because his contract. This is a contract year for him, and he don't have a long stay. It got to be a situation. If I'm Mike McCarthy, I'm banging on the table saying, hey, go get Davante Adams. Go get Davante Adams. Go get this guy. Go get that guy. I would try to bring in as much weaponry as possible. But if you are the Cowboys front office, you kind of like, no, we already got 1 foot in, 1 foot out with you. And we don't want some of your people here when we get rid of you. That could be the situation there. This right here. The Dallas Cowboys, they are known to be linked to these guys when it's time for it to be trade, when it's time for free agency and interest, because they know how to use and utilize the good name of the Cowboys to get the attention. 9 times out of 10, Davante Adams will go to the Jets or some other team that's willing to pull the trigger. The Cowboys' hesitancy and no sense of urgency or lack thereof sense of urgency always cost us down the line. And 9 times out of 10, it will not happen. But we can all hope, and hope means hold on, pain is ending. Cowboy Nation, post me your thoughts. Post me your concerns down below. Or are you like Jerry and them? Just keep it Team Jalen Tolbert. We like our guys. That's what it is. Come on, Cowboy Nation.